You're listening to ChainLeak, the crypto news podcast with your host, Joshua Roomsberg. Follow and subscribe today.
Welcome to the ChainLeak podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Roomsberg. Today's episode is about ReplyCorp, a reply revolution. Today's guest, Jordan Feinstein. Welcome to the show, brother.
What's up, dude? Super happy to be here.
All right, so give the listeners a quick introduction of ReplyCorp and what you guys are building for the industry.
So what ReplyCorp has done is we've invented a way to turn social media posts into actual interactive applications.
Okay.
Through automated AI comments, through really hyper-targeted engagement tracking where we know everyone who likes and shares and comments on a post, through all of this, we can actually make a post a video game or a sales flow or an onboarding experience. And we can unify all major social media platforms under this single interactive layer. You can kind of, since this is like a crypto show, you can think of it like ReplyCorp is building an L2 for social media.
That's raw. Okay, now with that, would you avoid sending your community off social media to a third-party landing page?
It's a very good question because it's exactly what we're arguing.
Okay.
Right now, social media, since its inception up until now, it's essentially just used for content and for marketing, right? It's like billboards, right? Brands advertise on them because that's where all the people are. But all of the ways that companies actually get value out of people, sell us things, let us use their applications, play their games, do all of this stuff, happens elsewhere.
Yep.
And so you are stuck in this place where you have to advertise on social media and then convert people to a second location before you can earn anything from them.
Yeah.
And there's on average about a 1% conversion rate when that happens. So 99% of the potential of what you had on social media is lost before you can even start getting anything out of it.
Okay.
And so what we're essentially saying is whatever you're sending people away to do, we can do a ton of it right where they already are.
Okay. Now with that, what types of applications or businesses do you see using this type of technology?
I know it's a silly answer, but literally everyone. Our market is anyone or any business whose revenue is in some way tied to their social media engagement, which is an increasing share of all business in the world, certainly all consumer facing and retail business, right? So, for example, Nike has this sneaker customizer over on their website, right? And I'm sure they built that thing because they thought it was going to convert more sales and drive people, right, to actually buy the shoes.
Yep.
And I'm sure they made social media posts at the time that said, hey, everyone, we've got a really cool sneaker customizer over on our website. Come check it out. And I bet you for the 1% of people who actually did so, it did convert higher sales, right? But what we're saying is Nike could instead make a post that says, yo, everybody, what are your favorite Nikes? Comment below your dream sneaker. Somebody writes back, oh, I love these Jordans. Automatic comment and response. Are you playing basketball or running? We love it. What's your favorite color? Want to customize them? You back and forth, you have some fun, customize your dream sneaker. Then you give them a link. You say, hey, 20% off. You click this link in the next hour and go buy the shoe. Or even better, if there's on-platform monetization, if there's on-chain, self-custody wallets, or even self-custody funded wallets, or even self-custody wallets, sell it to them in the comments. Or let them fight your boss in your video game. Or let them interact with your brand and shop your catalog. Let someone buy a car and find a local dealer with good financing right in the Facebook comments.
Yeah, that's mind-blowing. So you could see basically any business using this type of technology.
Yes.
It's not specific to a platform itself. It's not an X integration or Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
All of them.
Okay.
Every single major social media platform has an API that gives us plenty to work with. It's interesting. Every platform has its own strengths and weaknesses, right? But that's the fun of this, is we are hacking an interface into existing interfaces. But this is why we're doing it this way. There are people currently chasing this kind of functionality. For instance, the Base app, which your audience probably knows about at this point, right? They see the
Yep.
power of integrating applications with social media because you can get virality, you can get app functionality. But the problem is that's limited to people who actually go and use the Base app. And the number one hardest thing to do in tech is launch a successful social media platform. There is no bigger graveyard of lost VC money in the industry than that. Because it doesn't matter how cool the new social media platform is, if the tech is better, if it has this feature. The only reason someone ever changes social media is because all your friends are already there, right?
Yep.
This is a cold start problem and it's gigantic. So what I'm saying, I don't want to pick a
Instead of
winner.
reinventing the wheel,
Bet on the industry, right? Don't
Yep.
pick a car manufacturer, buy the roads. Right?
Yep.
We are going to support every major current social media platform. Whatever the next hot one is, we'll support that too.
That's nasty.
Unified experience across all of them. We're building it right now. And it's not just these interactive posts. These things are called social super apps for a reason. There's a whole lot more you can build, like our loyalty point system, reply points, like our kind of smashed together hybrid affiliate sales meets mindshare virality system, reply web, which is actually how we met. You participated. Yep. You made a sick music video for our hype campaign because you saw us because of this thing. So we'll get to that. But these social super apps, as we're calling them, have two gigantic advantages against every other application that has ever been made in the history of applications. One, it's as easy as commenting on a post or even just liking a post, right? So there are 5.5 billion users on social media that spend 2.5 hours a day on it on average. Any of them can go from never having heard of your application before to being a user in 5 seconds, right where they already are. There's no onboarding, there's no links, there's no downloads, there's no signups. So that potential is absolutely massive. But then two, and this is the really super part, whenever someone uses it, they're marketing it virally for free. Because instead of clicking a button in an interface, they're writing a post on social media. They're sharing it in the algorithm to all of their friends. These are applications with no sign-up friction that can blow up at the speed of a viral meme.
Okay, now let me stop you there. For you keep driving home the no sign-up aspect. From an end-user perspective, how do they partake in the ecosystem without signing up?
Because of how seamless it is. So for example, here, let's hit a tangible example. We have reply points, right? This is loyalty points that work exactly like a loyalty point system you'd expect, except you earn them automatically for engaging with a social media account's content, right? So you could go sign up on our site right now and make ChainLeak points, right? Or you name them something cooler than that. We would backload, right? We would well, I don't know. I make the product. So every time someone calls it something points, I'm like, have some more fun, right?
Right.
These are magic internet points. But so we would backload your last 100 posts and award everyone in your audience that had engaged with any of them your points. And so when you announced that you have ChainLeak points, you could say, and you all have them already. Because every single X account that liked it, that commented in our database, they're a user already, right? So they all get to receive your points and they get whatever value you'd offer for them, and they didn't sign up for anything, right? In that Nike example, that commenter was a user of Nike's app, right? They were customizing a sneaker, interacting with the application. They didn't sign up. They just commented on a post.
So I'm trying to think of the redeemability or seeing how many points you have.
Yes.
Wouldn't you still have to go to a third party?
Hell no. So of course we have public profile pages that all of our reply points users have because it's nice to see a leaderboard and there's other functionality there. But no, this is all about keeping it entirely on platform. How someone would find out how many ChainLeak points they have is comment on any of your posts and say, how many ChainLeak points do I have?
Okay.
And within less than a second, we would respond back and tell them exactly how many points they have. Not only that, but we would tell them any other points that they have. Because again, a lot of our audiences are similar and have big overlap. You don't have to sign up for anything. We have 20 something users in crypto Twitter right now with their own point systems. Most of the points holders hold points from multiple of the accounts. And so it creates this sub network effect where someone asks how many ChainLeak points to have. They find out they already have someone else's points too. And they're like, oh, I'm going to go engage with them more, and vice versa.
Okay.
And again,
Now,
they did that in the comments on a post, right? They didn't go anywhere.
yeah, no, that's nasty. So the redeemability, what does that look like trying to redeem the points after you earn them?
So here's what's so cool about these. And I know this might sound weird because we're in cryptocurrency, but the important part of reply points is that these points don't actually have any value inherently. They are not tokens. They are
Okay.
just a number representing how much work this person, how much dedication they have put to you. So you as the brand get to decide what you're going to give out for these points holders. It can be anything, right? We have a video game building this in where you're going to automatically have in-game skins and free loot boxes and extra rolls and all that kind of stuff just
That's
for
sweet,
engaging
yeah.
with the social media account, right? So, but their answer is completely different than what I would do with them or what you would do with them or what your local coffee shop, right? Where you swipe your card and you get some beans. That coffee shop, they would love it if you could earn those beans by commenting on their Instagram posts. What are
Yeah.
they going to give you? Some free coffee, right? It's different for everyone. This is not InfoFi nonsense. This is not about farming reply points across all these accounts to like get something from us. You're a professional brand. You have your audience. You have your value prop. This is your tool. These are your
Yeah.
loyalty points.
I'm trying to think of how you tie into the ecosystem for the brands that have the points. Do you need to post a specific keyword, a hashtag, a cash tag? What does that look like to bring you into the fold?
Yeah. So no, for reply points to earn ChainLeak points,
Yep.
someone would get them literally from clicking the like button on one of your posts or
Okay.
commenting on any of your posts, right?
Yep.
All that's about is converting what can be temporary and fleeting engagement into actual loyal recurring audience members, right? It's moving people up your funnel from
Okay.
first time engager to they are there on every post you make.
Yep.
If you're looking for something to generate conversation about your brand, to generate people making their own posts and comments all over the internet,
Yep.
tagging you, that's ReplyWeb. And that's the brand new product that we have. That is the whole reason we're sitting here talking, because of the virality it's brought to us.
For a major brand to use the reply web to reward their customers, I just did a post about Ralph Lauren and
Hell
how
yeah.
they're tying into the blockchain industry. How would Ralph Lauren use a reply web?
Very, very easily. So to take a slight step back, ReplyWeb is basically it combines the virality of a mindshare style system, which is a new thing our industry has been having fun with, but
Yep.
it smashes it together with the actual sales focus of affiliate systems,
Okay.
right? And we think it is the best tool anybody has ever made to sell something virally on social media, period.
Wow.
Which is like a ridiculous statement to make. And I really shy away from this kind of statement, but I honestly don't think anyone has ever gotten close because our company that had 1,500 followers on X not 5 weeks ago turned on ReplyWeb for the first time to show it off with our own airdrop campaign for a coming token presale. We have 30,000 people have made over 300,000 posts and comments tagging us in 5 weeks, and we are almost at 30,000 followers right now.
That's wild.
So, like, it's good. So let's talk about how it works and how Ralph Lauren would use it. How ReplyWeb works is a company funds a rewards pool, adds our social connect button into their checkout flow, right? So to buy something, you just connect your Instagram or whatever, right? And then what that does is all of a sudden, instead of the brand needing to go make a bunch of affiliate deals, like you, right? You're posting with Ralph Lauren because you have an arrangement with them, right? And
Yep.
that took a lot of work to set that up. And brands are, and not only is that a frustrating process and it can be very difficult to determine ROI, but it's leaving a lot of opportunity on the table. Because sure, they were able to make the deal with you, but what about anyone else who could maybe help sell Ralph Lauren's clothes? So Ralph Lauren funds a rewards pool, adds our social connect button, and starts the reply web campaign. Anybody on social media who thinks that they could motivate someone to buy Ralph Lauren clothes can start posting, making videos, sharing pictures, doing whatever they want to try to do that. Anytime anybody engages with those posts, comments, likes, shares, whatever, we connect them to the poster. We attribute them like a referral.
Yeah, okay.
And then if that person who commented on your post, so you made a post about Ralph Lauren, we would track everyone who engages with your posts. And then anytime any of those people goes and buys, automatically we would attribute that to you and you would get a piece of the rewards from Ralph Lauren's reward pool automatically.
Now,
That's how Reply Web works. And if that person engaged with 20 people's posts,
that was the next question. Yep.
we would attribute that sale to all 20 people proportionately based on how much they engaged with each of them, which actually represents how influence sells things on social media. Like you were saying, you
Yep.
see 20 people talking about a Belkin phone case, and then you go buy the thing. This is what's so bad about affiliate links. One, influencers and people, you don't like shilling a link. It's lame.
Yep.
But two, every time it's like, oh, use my link. It's like, oh crap, if I knew you were going to have one, I would have used it, but I already used this other guy's. It's incredibly inefficient and it's leaving value on the table. So
For
instead, somebody commented on 10 of your posts about Ralph Lauren, but they also commented or liked, 5 other people's posts. Cool. You're going to get the majority. They spent $500. You're going to get $400 worth of that attribution. Those other 5 people will share the other 100 exactly proportionately.
Now that's sweet. Right. I like that a lot.
So I don't need to worry about like rewarding content that wasn't valuable because I will only reward content that drove sales. And this is where this idea came from, right? InfoFi is huge in our industry. But what has happened from that? What do we see as a result of these platforms? AI slop everywhere on the timeline, right? It's terrible. No one enjoys it. And that's because they're analyzing the post content, right? They're giving people money for posting. And so they have to determine what a quote good post is.
Yep.
And so they're using AI to do that. So people are just gaming the AI. And I don't know the language I can use on your show, but I call bullshit on the fundamental idea of good post. Because you know what? You know how many of these multi-paragraph think pieces I've read in my life? Maybe one. You know how many times I bought a token because of like a funny meme or a good shit post? Plenty.
Yep.
Right? They are not only failing, they're failing to even recognize what real value is. And so I'm saying, you know what value is? Sales. Value is conversions. Value is money deposited into a staking contract. Value is value. We don't need to interpret posts. Screw that. Somebody bought whatever posts motivated them to do that are valuable. The end. I don't need to guess.
That's wild. Now, when you think from a influencer standpoint, how long does that web last? Is there a time frame on it?
Nope, doesn't have to be. So we're kind of showing it off, right, by using it for ourselves for our token sale. And yeah, I mean, yes, we're obviously like, thankfully, it has been shown off incredibly successfully, right? 300,000 tags of us is nothing to frown at. And we're going to find out what it actually translates to in terms of our pre-sale. But most companies that will ever use this, again, ReplyCorp is a Web 2 company that just has a token because it's got a crypto native team. And I love this shit. I'm here for the Wild West of the future of money and decentralized applications and commerce. But we're a Web 2 company, right? Reply Web is for selling makeup, selling cars, selling Ralph Lauren clothes, right?
Okay.
And so if Ralph Lauren has clothes for sale, which they always do, they can just perpetually have a Reply Web campaign running forever. And anyone who posts tagging Ralph Lauren gets to be part of it. And anytime someone buys any Ralph Lauren clothes, we check and see if they engaged with anyone who made posts. And if they did, those people get rewards in real time constantly. And then ReplyCorp takes a 10% cut of any rewards distributed, which is how we make money off the thing, which is great.
Okay. Now, from an end user perspective, for rewards and incentives, aside from taking a cut of the referral, what other rewards and incentives do you have for people to get involved?
Well, so again, I'm not incentivizing people to buy Ralph Lauren's clothes. Ralph Lauren would be incentivizing people. Ralph Lauren would determine, just like with an affiliate sales program, we're happy for every $10 spent to give out $1 worth of rewards, right? This is a very standard ROI equation that every brand that has ever done a single discount on an item knows how to do, right?
Yep.
So Ralph Lauren would put $500,000 into a rewards pool. And every $10 spent, we would distribute $1 worth of that rewards to whoever earned it by the posting. And then we would take 10 cents of that and put it in our pockets, right? But that is also typically in an affiliate sales cut like that, it would be 30%. So we're vastly undercutting the existing market. And that's because of how deeply efficient our system is, that we can vastly undercut those costs. Because everyone else who's ever done something like this, they've got accountants tracking all this stuff. You tell me how, the complexity of how you're determining with Ralph Lauren, how many sales you drive with that post and how they're going to pay you for that. That's not simple.
Right.
This
and
is
it's
simple.
inefficient. There's
Yes.
I've had numerous talks about different rewards for referral based programs. Some of them use different tracking systems. Maybe the tracking system only lasts 24 hours, 7 days, 30 days. Some of them go up to 6 months, but those are real limited. So if you're creating brand awareness and a social media post doesn't go viral in the first 24 to 48 hours, but in 6 months down the road, it might get 50 new likes and 25 new shares because,
And then some of those people go and buy
they
something
go
because
by
of it.
and then you don't get nothing
We
because,
see it.
yep, you were late to the party. I try to justify that by the short term returns on it, but yeah, you're leaving money on the table as an influencer.
Right. And here's the thing. This is why I'm so confident in this product, because both sides are unhappy currently. You, as
Yep.
the influencer, know you are getting underpaid, under-recognized for what you're driving because of how limited the ability to detect what you drove is.
Yep.
And Ralph Lauren is annoyed at how much work it takes to do this, the fact that they need to sign all these agreements and argue with you about this every time. They're using the same inefficient tracking tools to internally attempt to justify the ROI. They have an entire team of employees attempting to justify the ROI from the money they spend on influencer marketing.
Yep.
Instead of this entire equation here, just use ReplyWeb and it'll work better because they only get the value of the number of manual deals that they can sign. They turn this on, anyone who thinks they could sell it can immediately participate without even talking to them.
Sounds
it's like crazy. It's crazy powerful. But again, just to kind of take a step back and up, ReplyWeb is just one of our social super apps. Reply Points, Reply Apps. We have 3 social super apps right now. What ReplyCorp is doing as a company is we're building a platform to let anybody build their own. We're going to have a robust SDK. We're going to have great no-code tools. Oh, I want to post that as this. When somebody comments, it goes this, and then I send them all of that. And we're essentially turning social media through this like L2 analogy into a living app store. that comes built in with 5.5 billion app users that currently have no applications to use, but they're clearly ready to do so right where they already are. And so anyone is going to be able to build any social super app that they can think of. I expect way more interesting ones and powerful ones than we've come up with. And then as a company, we monetize all of that through a singular credit system based on the usage of all of these apps. And then we connect that to our token.
Yeah, that's sweet. Now, is there anything else you'd like to add before we conclude this interview today?
Yeah, let's talk like another couple minutes about that token I just mentioned and how it connects to all these apps.
Yeah, for sure.
So every social super app that anyone ever makes across every major social media platform, right? The interactions with them, anyone can use them automatically where they are, right? By just dropping a comment or liking or engaging with them in some way on social media. Every single time that happens, the app creator spends a little bit of credits, right? We ingest a comment from someone, it spends some of their credit balance. We ingest a share, right? Spend some of their credit balance. And the app customer creator is responsible for buying credits and keeping that balance topped up based on the usage of their applications, right? Just like any SaaS product.
Yep.
What we do is we take the money from those credit purchases, we route it on-chain into an open market buy of the Reply token. We deposit those tokens into the customer's account and burn them to unlock their credits. And so what that means is it doesn't matter if it's a Web3 company, a Web2 company, or a retail brand, right? Everyone from ChainLeak points to Starbucks is just automatically, passively market buying and burning the Reply token at the scale of their usage without even thinking about it, right? Hilton Hotels using Reply points, they're not looking at the price of Bitcoin or the charts or the market. They're spending whatever $50,000 a month on our credits because it's increasing their sales. It's just a product they're using for their own business.
Yeah.
But they are passively at scale buying and burning our token.
That's wild.
And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's fucking crazy, dude.
I love it, dude. I love the energy. I just look, can I critique our entire industry for like a minute here at the very end of our interview? People, if you notice, it's like everything dumps at the same time always, right? And it's because most of our industry is like one giant derivative of itself. Almost every single cryptocurrency token that you can buy right now is for a company whose revenue is tied to crypto. It's a DeFi platform or a trading app or an NFT this or a freaking polymarket that. All this shit, it's almost all of our industry only makes money on transaction volume.
Yeah.
Right? And so when the crypto market cools down, every company that you can buy a token for makes less money. And so their tokens go down. And what I think we need is way more. I got a new narrative for you all. It's really crazy. I'm calling it RWBs, real world businesses. I know it's wild, but there's this thing called companies that sell products that people actually want to pay them for because they do something valuable for them. I know it's insane. I think we need way more companies that are real world businesses that have tokens that we can go buy.
Yeah.
And so I'm building one.
I think about that like I thought about it originally when I first got in the industry. I thought about Walmart, Best Buy, all of the big brands having their own token. And it's mind blowing that here we are in 2025 and none of them have done it yet.
No, but if I've got all these people as my customer, my company is essentially a pretty diversified avenue into actual real world businesses because these companies would be deciding whether or not to continue using my product, not based on some crypto nonsense, based on the fact, did it increase our sales last quarter? Cool, we're going to spend more money on it this quarter. That's all it would be about. It's got nothing to do with the markets or the charts or the crypto tech or anything. I'm very excited to see how it plays out. If you can tell.
All right. Yeah, no, for sure. So we'll close out the interview on that. RWBs, real world businesses. This has been
crazy.
ReplyCorp, a reply revolution. Thank you for being here, brother.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a blast.
The Crypto News Podcast with your host, Joshua Roomsberg. Follow and subscribe today.